What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneauShow, Wrestling Life Rate and Review Show, WWE Money in the Bank. Show just went off. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Woo, that shit was crazy. But like always, man, BrandonJaneauShow on all audio podcast platforms everywhere. Man, go listen to it. I hope you guys enjoy all the episodes I've had out. Also, BrandonJaneauShow on YouTube channel, BrandonJaneauShow. Also on social media platforms, Brandon Janeau Show, Instagram and TikTok is Brandon Janeau Show. Woo, that pay per view was crazy. Or should I say, the Prime Live event was crazy. Man, that was a hell of a pay per view, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, this is the rate and review show. This is where I rate and review all of my episodes, all of the matches, and I rate them. I reviewed all the matches and I rate them. I'm gonna just say it like this: disclaimer. I didn't get a chance to really watch Set and Finn. I had to go do something, but so that might come off. I might drop the rankings that the status 'cause I didn't really see a lot of it down a little bit, but um, but every other match I pretty much watched in full. So yeah, man, that was crazy. But let's get into it. As like I said, rate review show. So I ranked this from my least favorite match to my most favorite match, and that's kind of how this goes. So let's get into it. Excuse me. And also, if I have a lot of 5-star matches, then I would actually rank. If I got some 5 stars, because that's where I go from 1 to 5, and I barely give people ones, but one's got to be like it just was never a fucking match. They beat the hell out the person, and it didn't even make any sense to have to talk about it. But yeah, that's the ranking, 1 star to 5 stars on here. And I got 3 5-star matches so on here. So I will go from my least favorite 5-star match to my most favorite. Not to say they're any shocker because they're 5 fucking star matches, but to me, just what I felt when I was watching them. So let's get into it. Uh, let's get into it. So my least favorite match on the card. I'm gonna say, well, nah, because I'm gonna actually say because of the ending, I'm gonna give it a little bit more of a bump up. But my least favorite match on the card is going to start off with Dominic Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. I gave that a 3.5-star match. Um, yeah, 3.5 stars. I just this match was decent. It was what Dominic pretty much was running for the beginning of this match, doing cheap shots like he usually would. Um, but everything changed when Cody finally took the cast off and showed him like, I don't have a broken arm, motherfucker. I can really whoop your ass if I really want to, and that's exactly what he did. Exactly what he did. He 100% uh, beat Dominic Mysterio down pretty much in most of his match. Um, and on top of that, Rhea got involved. Of course, Rhea was going to get involved. That's kind of obvious. Rhea was going to get involved in this match. I think a lot of people thought this would be the match where Brock Lesnar came back and kind of cheated Cody out of the match, but he didn't come back, and I think that's kind of what also kind of like I would say kind of hurt the match. Because if it was like if Brock came back, then we have an angle of why Dominic won. But I always felt like Cody was gonna win, and then Brock was gonna come back. Which you know, that's what I thought. I thought Cody would win the match, then Brock comes back. I never thought Dominic was going to really beat Cody. That's why I never really bought into that propaganda of Dominic's gonna beat Cody. Brock was probably gonna come back after the match. But he didn't. And I don't know if now I don't. Well, you got a month to really build it, but I don't know when Brock is coming back. Like that's kind of now like the conversation is like, when the fuck is Brock coming back? Is he coming back? Because if he's not gonna be in the SummerSlam program with Cody, what the fuck does Cody do now? So it's just kind of like a very interesting situation. I don't know uh, what's gonna happen with that, but yeah, I gave this 3.5 stars. Like I said, it was decent. It wasn't. It wasn't. I know people are gonna be like 3.5 stars. You didn't like it that much? It was decent. It was decent. Thought it was really cool. Not really anything to, sink your teeth into, but yeah, it was what I expected. Dominic Mysterio was gonna run around, try to keep himself from getting hit by Cody. Rio was gonna get in, help Dom get some offense in, but that was pretty much it. So yeah. So I get that 3.5 stars. Now, I got like three matches, all 4 stars, technically. I actually gave one a 4.5 because of the ending of the entire segment. Also, I put that into place. So I'll probably keep that at 4.5 stars. But um, okay, so I say Ronda Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez for the Women's Tag Team Championship match. I gave this 4 stars. Um, the match into itself is kind of like a 3. It's like a 3, but the the turn that nobody saw coming is why it's 4. Like it's a fucking 4. Yeah, it's got a whole star off that turn because nobody saw that coming. Let's be real, like nobody saw Shayna turning on Ronda tonight. Like nobody saw Shayna turning on Ronda. Maybe Ronda turning on Shayna, but not Shayna turning on Ronda. That was pretty fucking shocking. Uh, all in all, man, the match was actually good. It was decent. They pretty much trying to keep Liv from getting her injured arm stumped on and pretty much taken out of. But then and when they finally got to it, it was kind of like, all right. Um, I don't know what the tag team title run is gonna be looking like now with Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Now that Ronda and Shayna pretty much out the out the uh out the conversation. Um, which is gonna be pretty interesting to say the least because now does Ronda and Shayna fight at SummerSlam? Which now prompts into the conversation of who the fuck fights Rhea Ripley? Like who fights Rhea? This makes no sense now. Now if Shayna's gonna fight Rhea, sign me the fuck up. Like I would watch that. Ronda versus Rhea, fuck no. Keep that match. I won't watch it. Rhea versus Shayna, I would watch that. Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler, give me that match. I would take that match. Give me that match. But that's what you're gonna do with SummerSlam. 100% make that the match. I am 100% so. All in all, that match was decent. It was cool. I don't know what you do with the Liv Morgan Raquel Rodriguez. They don't have enough women tag teams except you. And this is what I always felt. Rhea and Shayna was never gonna go to NXT, and I think that that's what this now opens up. Is Liv Morgan and Raquel could go to NXT and fight on NXT. They can be all three brands women's tag team champions, and I think that's what this kind of more so leans towards than just having Ronda and Shayna have the belts with no fucking payoff other than you just got the titles because your names. It's like nah. Now, like I said, I don't want to see Ronda. Now I'm hyping myself up to see Rhea versus Shayna. That'd be a fucking incredible world heavyweight because Shayna just turned on Ronda. That's a massive heel shit, but also a massive pop when she did it. That right there shows you like. And then of course, if you know Rhea and Shayna history in NXT, I watched the first time they fought for the NXT Women's Championship. Rhea beat Shayna and took the belt from her, broke her record. This Shayna versus this Rhea, oh hell yeah, sign me the fuck up. I gave it 4 stars though, you know, just off of that. My other 4 star match, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. Like I said, I didn't get a chance to see the beginning of this match, so I kind of caught it at the back end of it. Um, that's why I gave it 4 stars. I really gave it 4.5, but I give it 4 stars. They pretty much showed the deception of the breakup of the Judgment Day more and more. But the question is like, who does Rhea and Damien side with? Like, who does I mean Rhea and Dominic side with? Because that's really what it's gonna come down to. Do you side with the original member that you was with, and do you side if you're Rhea, you gotta got in there with Damien, and you and Damien been together pretty much from the fucking get go with Edge, and then y'all bought Finn in. And the reason why Judgment Day works is because there really isn't a leader. Sometimes it's Finn, sometimes it's Damien, sometimes it's Rhea. But this will 100% now immediately show who's the leader of this group when they do break up. Other than that, man, the back end of this match, like I said, I caught the back end. It's set this Finn. I don't expect this match to be bad at all. The back end of it, like I caught, Finn pretty much was working on Seth's ribs for most of the match, which he should have. Um, they had like a little to no heat for this match, which is crazy because the crowd was crazy the entire fucking show. But I think it was just because it was like a technical match. It's like there probably wasn't gonna be a lot of heat. With a lot of these other matches, you either had somebody just pop up and just take somebody out, or Shane and Ronda where Shayna turns on a partner. So it was just like, and then it's ladders, it's tables. Like you can create another element. And I don't, as much as this storyline was starting to build, I think it's not over. I think they're going to fight at SummerSlam. I think that's really where the match is going to really hit its apex. This rivalry is going to really hit its apex because Finn is now in his mindset that I have to be set, and why not have it at the place where he literally took you out. So I don't think this match. That's why I wasn't hyped as much for this match. I mean, it's Seth Rollins and it's Finn Balor. I respect both of those guys. Seth is literally one of my favorite wrestlers. Finn, when he was in NXT, was the best, man. He got to the main roster, and that injury, I think that injury did fuck him up with his push, because when he came back, he never was the same Finn, and it's just, and now he's starting to get back to that. So I think it's a good thing. But now that you know Damien has the briefcase, we shall see how that looks, because as long as Damien has that briefcase, and this is why it's also I gave it an extra star, because they sold deception of Judgment Day, pretty much, because now Finn caused Damien a couple weeks ago when he came out and Damien told him not to, and it cost him the title. Now that Damien has the money in a briefcase, and he comes out and he sits at ringside and he's waiting for whoever wins. And now it kind of sows the deception. Finn gets out the ring after the match and tells him like, "Yo, what are you doing? Why are you out here?" So it tells you right there and there like that's coming soon. My other 4.5 star match is Gunther versus Matt Riddle for the Intercontinental Championship. Now a lot of people probably wouldn't have this high up, um, but for what it was, for the little time they had, it was actually really good. It was actually a really good match. It was a Gunther match. Gunther doesn't put on bullshit. Like I've not seen a Gunther match since Triple H, Triple H slash Vince has kind of took it over. Gunther's not had a bad bullshit match. His matches on Raw or his matches at Prom Live events, it does not get any better than the Gunther match. Matt Riddle can go in the ring. He can do some things. I wish he didn't have the injury element in this match, but the ending kind of would have had no real understanding if he didn't have that foot injury. So I actually do think it was a good idea to have them to have that angle. Um, uh, Gunther of course won, but Drew McIntyre did come back, so that's a very big thing. And clearly, it's now going to be Drew McIntyre versus Gunther at SummerSlam, and Drew's probably going to take the title from Gunther, which is like that's cool with me. I mean, as Gunther has made himself a made man with this title run, but here's the thing: when he loses the title, he's only gonna elevate. Whereas for like, I hate to say this, but I have to always bring him up, but because he's the co kind of champ, I guess, mid card champ. But for Austin Theory, like if Austin Theory loses the title, it makes sense. Like if he loses the title, because he doesn't make the U.S. Championship relevant. He doesn't. Everybody could sit here. I know people love this dude. For what reason? I do not know. He has nothing in the ring. He can go in the ring, but he has nothing. He has no personality out of it. Nothing. He gets cooked every time he does a promo with somebody a little bit more established. He cannot go in the ring. I just don't have it. I think he's gonna be Sheamus Friday night for the title, but me personally, I would put him against LA Knight and have LA Knight beat his ass and take the title from him at SummerSlam. That's what I would do. I would have LA Knight beat Austin Theory, because that title needs somebody with prestige and pushing that title with the same type of energy that the Intercontinental Championship is pushed. You don't get that with the U.S. champion. You just don't. Austin Theory is just the dude with the title. He's really just the dude with the title. Whereas for Gunther, Gunther has had like 3, 4, 5 fucking prime live event matches. Matches. Like, I mean, what? He didn't have a match at Backlash. That was it. But Night of Champions, he made Mustafa Ali look better in the ring than anybody has in the last couple of years. And then you actually put into perspective of this match. And like I said on Monday Night Raw, this man has put out bangers for Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and back-to-back times he's been in the ring with them. This man could go. Like, I'm not about to say it. And now he's about to fight Drew at SummerSlam. I hope it opens up the show because that shit will be solidified as one of the best matches of the night. I pretty much know it. But yeah, I give it 4.5 stars. 3.5 really, but an extra star to 4.5 because of the Drew returning. Now let's get into it. I got 3 5-star matches. 3 5-star matches. um, both two out of 3 5-star matches, of course, are the Money in the Bank matches. And the other one is the main event, which was the Usos versus the Bloodline. So who gets the lesser? I hate to say it like that, but who gets the lesser? And that, my least favorite 5-star match, I guess if you have to put it like that, was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Not saying I didn't like this match. I love this match. This match was actually good. It got better at the end, which is incredible. Shout out to all 6 of those women. They all felt like they had a chance because let's be real, we didn't know who the fuck could win this match. I mean, it was like Io Sky, but yeah, Becky could win it too. But like it just was a crazy thought process in this whole situation. I love the fact that they let Selena Vega really actually show up and show out. They let Zoe Stark do Zoe Stark. Trish was Trish. Bailey was Bailey. Like they let all these women shine, and that was a good fucking thing. Um, yeah, I have no complaints about this match at all. It just wasn't the same as the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. But the ending was really cool. We got the right winner in the women's. I would say that. Um, Io Sky handcuffing Becky to Bailey and having them kind of just stay there in the middle of the ladder. Like what the fuck? That was really cool. That was a pretty cool thing. The spot that Selena Vega did with Zoe Stark was crazy. Um, you just don't see women. Well, every so often in women's Money in the Bank, you see it, but this match was really different. It was unique. It was good. It gave all, like I said, all these women a chance that looked like they could really win this match. It wasn't. It didn't feel like Selena Vega, who pretty much we felt like probably didn't have a chance. Others always thought they really didn't have a chance. It never felt like they just didn't have a chance. Like they had a chance, and I think that was a good thing about this match. I love this match. I thought it was a really good fucking match. It got better at the end though, definitely. Which goes into the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and it's my second favorite match of the night. Like I said, we got one that we all expected to win the Money in the Bank. We didn't get two, but we got one, which I'm not too bad at. Damian Priest winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. I am not mad at that at all. I kind of saw it coming. Um, I this is what I feel. Now, if you follow me on social media, you know I've been posting LA Knight should win Money in the Bank, but that's when my fandom kicks in. My fandom is like, man, this man is so fucking over. How about you just give him the fucking briefcase? But let's be logical here. Who the fuck is LA Knight beating? He not pinning Roman. He not pinning Seth. Who's he beating? Damian Priest is literally in a storyline already with the Judgment Day with Seth Rollins. He already lost to Seth. Finn's trying to beat Seth. That creates the deception in the Judgment Day, like I said earlier. That creates the deception in the Judgment Day. You need a reason to continue to have deception in the Judgment Day. Now, Finn is going to probably get another chance at Seth at SummerSlam. But Damian Priest does have this briefcase. What happens? And it creates the deception. Damian Priest throwing it out there that I could go at anybody. I could really beat anybody. I could take anybody's belt if I feel like it. You're not going to go at any person but Seth Rollins. That's pretty much what the way this is going to look. What I would love to see Damian Priest versus Gunther. Hell yeah, I would love to see Damian Priest versus Gunther. But what if Damian Priest jumps Finn and say, "I want Seth again, 1-on-1. I'm cashing in my Money in the Bank at SummerSlam, and nobody else is there allowed to come out and try to help me." What does that do? What if Finn and Seth have a great match and they beat the living hell out of each other? And then Damian Priest walks down. This time he does cash in. What happens? And he pins Finn. What happens? All in all, this Money in the Bank briefcase match was incredible. It opened the night. Um, everybody got their spots. WWE some assholes. I'll tell you this because they knew we love LA Knight and they did everything in their power to make us feel like he's about to fucking win. As soon as he's about to fucking win, here comes Damian Priest to broken arrow his ass off the ladder. I'm like, you son of a bitch. That's what happened, man. I thought the match was incredible. Logan Paul did what he was supposed to do. He did a move on Damian Priest. He did a frog splash onto the ladder. Damian Priest was on the ladder. He frog splashed onto him, and the crowd was like, "Ooh, that was good." But and then they were still like, "You still suck. You still suck. You still suck." It's like, God damn, still can't wait for fucking losing. Um, the spot him and Ricochet did. I think LA Knight I think they were supposed to fall over, but they just didn't. So Ricochet improvised and just fucking Spanish fly this nigga out the fucking ring onto two tables. That shit was crazy. Oh my god, how the hell that nigga done? That shit was nuts. Just he fucking like he was like stuck in and Ricochet got him and just fucking Spanish fly his ass out the ring. I was like, God damn. That was the coolest spot. That and the Royal Rumble one, those two spots are like probably top notch greatness between those two, man. I wouldn't mind seeing them two fight. I really fucking wouldn't. Yeah, man. All in all, I think, like I said, I would love to see LA Knight beat Austin Theory and take the U.S. Championship. I think that would be the perfect person. LA Knight just needs a title. I don't think he was ready to be the man to beat Roman Arset. Damian Priest, like I said, has had incredible showings the last couple months. Judgment Day is such a high morale. They love Judgment Day so much. They want to continue to push that. And as far as I'm concerned, I get it. I totally understand why they want to continue to push uh, Damian Priest and Judgment Day. Uh, so Damian Priest winning, and this is also the old WWE morale where it's like had a motherfucker lose pretty much all these other matches and then just have him win the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't know why they do it, but they do it. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. By the way, this is the first time that Money in the Bank that nobody cashed in. Tells you a lot. No man or woman cashed in Money in the Bank. Well, they didn't really have any women's matches. No, it's women's title matches on this one, but Damian Priest had a chance to cash in on set, of course, like I said, and of course Roman Reigns at the end. He could have just walked down there and cashed in on Roman, but he didn't. But yeah, I thought that man's Money in the Bank ladder match was really good. Some really great spots in both Money in the Bank ladder matches, men and women. Which brings me to the best match of the night. I feel like I give these motherfuckers the best match of the night every fucking time I gotta do this shit because they really do have the best fucking match. It's crazy. The Usos versus the Bloodline, the Civil War kicked off, and it is my favorite match of the night. Roman finally loses, and I don't mean like lost it because Solo lost. No, he got pinned, and you finally saw for the first time. Well, you see it, but this is the first time Roman realized, holy shit, like I can't beat these dudes, and there's nobody to help me but Solo. But Solo though was kind of the one that was kind of getting Roman in these moments. Like it's like, man, get the fuck up, let's go. Like, what are you doing? Like, let's keep this going. What are you doing? And Roman's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Shit. When these motherfuckers, when they grabbed Jay and Solo and Roman, Solo spiked him and Roman speared him, and they stacked Jimmy and Jay up. You would think that was it, and they kicked out. And Roman's whole mind like just like, oh my god, oh my god. Just sitting there like, oh my god, oh my god. Roman said, what do I do? What do I do? It was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He literally didn't know what to do. He literally was just like, oh my god. I like the callbacks in this match too. Incredible callbacks. How it all started, how the bloodline started, how the storyline started. Jay and Roman, but Jimmy too. Jimmy was the force, the reason why what Jimmy threw in a towel to keep Jay from getting his ass whooped by Roman at Night of Champions. But how did he get there? Roman low blows Jay after he does the splash on the top rope. He low blows him, and then he puts him in the guillotine, and Jimmy comes out and he throws in a towel, going to Hell in a Cell. Roman and Jay, he does it again. He puts Jimmy in the guillotine now, and that's what makes Jay quit and fall in line. So what happens in this match? Jimmy goes for a splash. Roman catches him, puts him in the guillotine. And the fact that Jay doesn't tap out, Jimmy doesn't tap out, that tells you a lot. And then to end the match, Roman's pinning Jay, and what happens? He low blows him as he kicking out. Bow! And Jay, oh sorry. And it's just like whoa. And it's the callbacks was great. And then who pins him? Jay. Now here's the thing. I know people are gonna run out here and scream, Jay should get the match. Jay should beat Roman. Jay should be get you get the number one. What I think they should do at SummerSlam is do this all over again. Have the Usos versus Roman and Solo. This time for Tribal Chief and for the Undisputed Universal Championship. Now usually I don't like multi-person like tag team matches for one fucking belt, but this kind of leans into that situation. If any of the Usos beat Roman or Solo, they are not a champion in the Tribal Chief. But this is where I feel like this gets interesting. If Solo and Roman beats them, Roman still stays champion. He stays Tribal Chief. But what if Solo pins Jay and not? What if Solo pins Jimmy or Jay? You don't think Solo's down like looking at Roman like I should be Tribal Chief and I should be Undisputed Universal Champion. I beat both of these niggas by myself. Which, by the way, is starting to kind of sort of deception here. You're starting to see Solo kind of now be like, yo, I could do this. He was getting Roman right in this match, not Roman getting him right. So it tells you right then and there, like that is what the angle is gonna be. I don't think Jay should fight Roman at SummerSlam. I just don't. I don't think I want to see Jay versus Roman again. I think they should run this back, but I think it should be for the title, and I think it should be for the crown of Tribal Chief, and I think it should be that, and I think it would because now Roman lost. You don't think Solo's not looking at Roman a little differently? You don't have that much power like you think you do. You don't have that aura, that mystique like you thought you did. And if I don't go through the table, we win. So I'm just saying. All in all, Money in the Bank was great. It was a really great pay per view. Even the matches I really wasn't feeling like that. It was well, I can't even say I wasn't feeling any of these matches because they all had different endings and different ways of telling stories, which is really good. So all in all, it's really good, man. I will be doing a life and wrestling life, Money in the Bank, post show probably tomorrow. Um, and I might do the NXT. I've been watching NXT a little bit more now. Last couple of weeks, I might do an NXT when they got a pay per view coming up at the end of July, July 30th to be exact. So I might do one on NXT. But until then, next time I do Wrestling Life Rate and Review show, it will be SummerSlam. That'll be August 5th. So that'll be the next Rate and Review show. Until then, I'm Brandon Janeau. This has been Wrestling Life Money in the Bank Rate and Review show. Peace.